You just bought a car, a new, shiny, perfect car. This should be one of the happiest moments of your life, right? But instead, you're stuck in traffic. The dealership paperwork drained your soul. The stress of financing is gnawing at your brain. And the only thing you feel as you drive this supposed dream car is frustration. Wait, what happened? To understand, we need to talk about why happiness never lasts. All right, let's talk about your brain's biggest trick, dopamine. You see something new, something exciting. Dopamine floods your system. That rush of anticipation, that's dopamine doing its job, pulling you forward, making you crave, making you chase. But here's what most people get wrong. Dopamine isn't happiness. It's motivation. It's the chemical that makes you want something, not the one that makes you enjoy it. It's the reason you dream about that car, fantasize about that promotion, obsess over that one thing you're convinced will make you happy. And yet the second you finally get it, the magic evaporates. Why? Because your brain isn't designed to be satisfied, it's designed to pursue. Imagine this. You've wanted a new car for months. You've researched every model, watched countless reviews, imagined yourself behind the wheel. The excitement is building. You can almost feel the leather seats. Then the day finally comes. You buy the car, you drive it home, and for a moment, just a moment, it feels incredible. Then, reality sets in. The car is just a car. The thrill fades, the excitement dissolves. It's still a nice car, sure, but does it make you any happier than before? Not really. That's not disappointment. That's just how your brain works. Your dopamine system isn't built for contentment. It's built to move the goalpost. The second you achieve something, it resets. You go back to normal. And then, like clockwork, you start wanting something else. This is called the hedonic treadmill. No matter how much you achieve, how much you buy, how much you experience, your happiness always returns to its baseline. You get the car, you start thinking about the next upgrade. You land the dream job, now you're worried about climbing higher. You move into your perfect home. Give it a few months and it won't feel so special anymore. It's not that you're broken. It's not that you're ungrateful. It's just biology. Your brain rewards the pursuit more than the prize. It thrives on anticipation, on desire, on the feeling that happiness is just one step away. That's why people spend more time dreaming about things than enjoying them. The fantasy is always stronger than the reality. Because in the end, it was never about the car. It was never about the job. It was never about the house. It was always about the chase. But wait, you say, if happiness never lasts, then why do I keep chasing it? Simple. You were taught that achievement equals happiness. From the moment you were old enough to understand rewards, society drilled it into your mind. Get good grades, be happy. Land a high-paying job, be happy. Buy a house, get married, reach the next milestone, be happy. Success was never just about living, it was about winning. So you set goals, you grind, you work hard, believing that once you finally achieve what you're chasing, happiness will follow. But then the strangest thing happens. You get there. You reach the finish line. And instead of feeling complete, instead of basking in the happiness you were promised, you feel nothing. Maybe a brief high, a fleeting moment of satisfaction. But then, almost immediately, a new thought creeps in. Okay, what now? Think about the last time you worked for something big. Maybe it was a degree, a job, a personal milestone. You spent years striving for it. Did it change you? Or did you just start looking for the next thing? This is where people get stuck. They assume something is wrong with them. They think, maybe I didn't want this enough. Maybe I need a bigger goal. Maybe I should work harder, dream bigger, push further. But the problem isn't you. The problem is the lie you were sold. Your brain doesn't care about having. It only cares about wanting. That's why the chase feels more exciting than the actual achievement. The thrill of the car fades after you own it. The excitement of the job offer fades once you start working. The dream of a perfect relationship fades once it becomes routine. Because in reality, you weren't chasing the thing. You were chasing the feeling of chasing the thing. It's an illusion, a trick, a game your brain plays to keep you moving forward. And the worst part, modern life exploits this flaw perfectly. Social media, Advertising, hustle culture, all of it keeps dangling the next goal in front of you, whispering just one more step and you'll finally be happy. But the finish line never comes. Because the truth is, it was never about happiness. It was always about keeping you running. This cycle of wanting, achieving, feeling nothing. It's always been part of human nature. But modern life? It's made everything worse. Your brain wasn't designed for this. It wasn't built for infinite stimulation, instant gratification, or the constant flood of more. But that's exactly what the world gives you. 1. The never-ending chase for happiness. You wake up, check your phone, and within seconds, your brain is hit with hundreds of things to want. Someone on Instagram just bought a luxury car. A YouTube ad promises you can make 6 figures in 30 days. A TikTok influencer is showing off their perfect life. And just like that, your brain starts chasing again. But here's the problem, it's all fake. Social media is a highlight reel. Advertising is manipulation. The people selling you their dream life are often just selling, not living. And yet, your brain doesn't know the difference. It sees someone else's success and assumes that if you had what they had, you'd be happy too. So, you keep running, but the finish line keeps moving, because no matter what you achieve, there's always someone with more. 2. The addiction to fast dopamine. Back in the day, if you wanted something, you had to work for it. If you were hungry, you had to hunt or cook. If you wanted entertainment, you had to read or go outside. If you wanted companionship, you had to talk to real people. Now, everything is instant. Hungry? DoorDash in 10 minutes. Bored? Scroll TikTok for endless entertainment. Lonely? Swipe right. Your brain was wired to earn its dopamine. But modern life, it just hands it to you. And that's the problem. Because the easier something is to get, the less it means. And when you flood your brain with easy dopamine, social media, junk food, cheap thrills, you numb yourself to real joy. A 5-minute viral video hijacks the same dopamine system that used to make people feel accomplished after a hard day's work. A meaningless text from a stranger gives you a brief high, tricking your brain into thinking it's real connection. A temporary online purchase gives you a rush, until it arrives, and you don't care anymore. This is why nothing feels exciting anymore. Not because you're broken, because your brain is overwhelmed. 3. The distraction economy. If you felt truly satisfied, you wouldn't need to buy more, and that's bad for business. Companies depend on your dissatisfaction. They make billions by keeping you restless, by making sure you always want the next thing. Tech companies profit from your distraction, so they flood your apps with endless scrolling. The beauty industry profits from your insecurities, so they convince you you're never good enough. The self-help industry profits from your unhappiness, so they sell you the idea that one more course will fix you. And the result? A world designed to make sure you never feel content. Because if you did, if you ever actually felt like you had enough, the whole system would collapse. 4. When everything is easy, nothing feels worth it. This is the final trap. Modern life has removed all friction from getting what you want. You don't have to be patient, you can stream anything instantly. You don't have to work for knowledge, just Google the answer. You don't have to build real relationships, just DM 100 people until one replies. And at first this feels amazing. Everything is at your fingertips. But over time, it makes life feel meaningless. Because when everything is easy to get, nothing feels worth having. Happiness was never about getting, it was about earning. And in a world where everything is handed to you, real happiness becomes harder to find. The bottom line. Modern life hijacked your brain's reward system. It makes you chase things that won't fulfill you. It floods you with cheap dopamine, numbing your ability to feel real joy. It keeps you in a loop of wanting, so you'll always be a consumer, never satisfied. But here's the truth. Happiness was never in the chase. So if you want to break free, you have to stop running. All right, so we've broken it all down. You chase happiness, but the moment you get it, it fades. Modern life hijacks your brain, flooding you with distractions and cheap dopamine, and nothing ever feels like enough. So now the real question, what actually makes us happy? What if the answer isn't in getting more, but in something completely different? Since birth, you've been told a story. Success equals happiness. Work hard, make money, buy the things you want, and one day you'll finally feel fulfilled. But that story is broken. If money created happiness, billionaires wouldn't get depressed. If fame brought peace, celebrities wouldn't self-destruct. If success meant fulfillment, why do so many successful people feel lost? Because happiness doesn't come from getting more. It comes from something else entirely. If buying things doesn't work, if chasing achievements doesn't work, then what does? It comes down to three things: struggle, earning your happiness; mastery, getting lost in something bigger than yourself; purpose, knowing what you're doing actually matters. Let's break it down. This is the paradox no one wants to hear. Comfort doesn't make you happy. Overcoming things does. Think about it. When were you happiest? After pushing yourself through a hard workout? After finishing a project you thought was impossible? After getting through a tough time and realizing you're stronger for it? Happiness isn't about avoiding difficulty. It's about conquering it. Your brain rewards you when you push through something hard, when you put in effort, when you prove to yourself that you're capable. Modern life removed all friction. It made everything too easy. And that's why nothing feels good anymore. You don't need more comfort. You need a challenge worth fighting for. There's a reason people get lost in painting, writing, building, coding, creating. It's called flow state, when you're so absorbed in something that time disappears. Flow isn't just a mental trick. It's one of the most powerful sources of happiness we have. Athletes feel it when they're in the zone. Musicians feel it when they lose themselves in the music. Writers feel it when the words pour out effortlessly. And the crazy part? It doesn't matter what the activity is. It only matters that it challenges you, engages you, and forces you to grow. Real happiness comes from mastering something, from seeing progress, from getting better every day at something that actually matters to you. But here's the thing, mastery takes time. And in a world obsessed with instant gratification, most people never get there. They quit before the joy even begins. At the end of the day, the richest, deepest happiness comes from one thing: knowing your life actually means something. Not just to you, but to others. The most fulfilled people aren't the ones with the most money. They're the ones who wake up with a reason to keep going. The ones who know their actions actually impact the world around them. Purpose doesn't mean changing the world. It means finding something worth dedicating yourself to, helping others, building something meaningful, leaving a legacy that actually matters. Without purpose, no amount of money, success, or pleasure will ever fill the void. And that's the secret most people never figure out. You've been lied to. Happiness isn't in the next thing. It isn't in the next achievement. It isn't in more money, more success, or more distractions. It's in earning your joy. It's in mastering something real. It's in finding purpose bigger than yourself. So maybe the problem was never that you weren't happy. Maybe it was that you were looking in the wrong place all along.